night, so cold, sleep is nice. So tired, my eyes fight, they just wanna close back up tight. Get up, hoodie on, hard work at the crack of dawn. This life ain't for the weak ones, no, this life pure only for the strong. Feeling slow, shake it off, don't got time for negative thoughts. Red sight, got the dot, shoot my shot, I want the top. Never lost, got my block, know my story, I know my boss. I will fight against the clock, time's a limited gift from God. One day I will have my victory, crush all my enemies so viciously. Work so hard my hands are blistering, and they will carve my name in history.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to Inside the Mind, episode 7. I'm here with the guy Nick, who's been hammering me to get on the show. So I put his name on the poll for the last couple of weeks, and now shout out to Next Shift. You're now here, Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I a little tired from last night, but I can't imagine how tired you guys are that went to the show. But I'm good. I'm ready for this, ready for night 2, and ready to go.
But really quick, guys, I just got to give a shout out to everybody who covered the WrestleMania last night. Nick, Mac, Sarah, even YTC, even though he did not stream on the network, combined 1,500 views on the night from everybody, which is incredible. Like, I honestly thought, no, you guys will get a collective of 800, and you got that on your own.
I was blown away by that, by the way. It was insane.
Oh my God. It just makes no sense. You with the WrestleMania, Jake Paul, now WrestleMania. Did the
UFC
Jake Paul beat that?
299 did okay. Yeah.
Did the Jake Paul beat the WrestleMania one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Jake Paul is almost at 2,000.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
Yeah. No, that blew it out the water.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah as well. I'll be on the live stream with you tonight. It will be me. Tyler's friend is actually going to be here, so we'll be eating pizza while you guys are on with us. Sarah, Mac. Everything was good, but the show last night was incredible. I'm just telling you this right now. People can nitpick everything. Like,
yep.
The people who should have won this match, Gunther should have lost. The crowd was dead. Don't even start on that. You don't know what I'm talking about. The crowd was electric. It's just the fact that it was not a dome. It was not a dome. So people don't understand that the crowd noise is going to go up. It's not going to stay in. It's going up and out. When my dad and I were walking out, we heard the crowd from the parking lot. And I'm like, yeah, dead all right. Yeah. What is up, Alexander? What is up? So let's just get right into this, Nick. How should you become a content creator? I don't even know this, honestly.
So 3 years ago, well, this May will be 3 years that I started. Like, originally it started as Nick's Picks, and it was just going to be like a podcast where like I pick like do NFL weekly picks and everything, and then it ended up being like merged into talking about the Penguins, talking about the Steelers, talking about all my different sports teams, and then I decided to throw media and like movies, TV shows in there and everything, because I've always been a big movie and TV show guy. So eventually, after a couple episodes in, I was like, I don't really like this. So then I just found like Sleeper Sports Media because of I've always liked to sleep, and it also ties in with like I'm just getting started, so I'm going to be a sleeper like destination for people to go to get their news updates and everything like that. And then it turned into what it is now. I just hit 2,300 this morning.
Wait, so what? The last time I saw you were at 2,150 or something like that.
Yeah. I hit 22 yesterday before the stream started, and now I woke up and I'm at 2,300. So the subs just keep going up and up and up, and I mean it's just going.
Hey, I give you the advice of doing the YouTube shorts, and you're taking it and you're running away with it. Like the
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
shorts are killing it right now for you.
Yeah,
I
I
need to
mean
pick it
the
up for my
shorts
channel, honestly.
the shorts have always done really well for me.
Yeah.
It's just the consistency of keeping them going for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like for me, I stopped. I've been focusing more on live streaming in the watch hours, but now
Right,
I'm like, I need to do the YouTube shorts again and like
right.
get that up because
And
I'm almost at 2,300 or 2,400.
I need to manage both, doing the lives and getting, the long form out, not necessarily like lives, but just doing like, a 5-minute video or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
um, to get the watch hours up because that's what I need right now. I'm at like 750.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I want
yeah,
to get those up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What is up, Earl? How's it doing? You got Miz one. The Miz one. The
I
championship.
I mentioned Earl when right after the Miz won. I said I bet Earl was the loudest one screaming in that stadium at that very moment. And
Well,
Sarah said, "Yeah, he's probably going apoplectic and going crazy."
it's just like I just people who are not in that stadium judging the crowd don't even get me started on.
No, we weren't judging the crowd.
No,
I
no, I
was
know
I
you're
was
not, but I'm
playing
just saying.
playing into Earl and his love for the Miz.
Yeah, look out now. Yeah,
Oh
Piece of-
boy.
yeah, yeah. So honestly, when you start off with your content, right?
Mhm.
I actually start off with movie reviews. I start off with
Okay.
movie reviews, video game reviews, challenges, and then I took like a year or two off and stuff. Then the bubble or COVID happened.
Right.
Then the NBA bubble, the whole championship thing. That's when I picked it up again because I saw other Sixers content creators getting me back into it. So that's how actually I started. So those videos are still on the channel if anyone wants to look back. Like
That's pretty
Movie
cool.
Mondays, video game reviews are still there. And apparently Earl has a gift for all of us. He texted me and Sarah. So I don't know what it is, but we'll find out sooner or later. So, what is the best thing and worst thing about being a content creator, in your opinion?
Um So it's definitely like it's like you got to play the long game because it's
Yeah.
not going to happen right away. When I first started, it was just like an audio podcast and everything, and I was just uploading to Spotify.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wasn't, no one was listening to it, and then it kind of, so I started that in May, will be 3 years, and then I got into Full Sail and started school in August. So once that started, that's whenever I jumped over to YouTube and started doing everything on YouTube, and then throwing the audio out to Spotify, which is picked up now. But it's definitely, you got to play the long game, and you have to stay consistent regardless of what views you're getting. Or what growth you're getting in subscribers or followers or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was like the best thing or the worst thing? I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
tired from last night.
that's I mean, that's the worst thing is like having to stay the course with through, like, if you're getting 6 views or 60 views or whatever, but then the best thing is seeing the rapid growth of getting 250 some subscribers in a day and a half,
Mhm.
or seeing a video do really well, or seeing a live stream get 800 views, and just things like that. And the comments, whenever they're just random people, you have no idea who they are, and they're just they're positive and not so negative. But yeah, I mean, that's staying the course is I think both, because it's like it keeps you going
Mhm.
to get to wherever you want to be. And but it's also the worst because of the consistency and everything like that. Like last year, leading into WrestleMania, the class that I was in was tough. And the instructor was pretty bad, so it killed any motivation I had to stay up and stay consistent with posting on YouTube, as well as what class I was in. And then it ended up being the reason why I didn't do a watch along last year for WrestleMania. But now it's like everything is just smooth sailing with the consistency and all that.
Of course, of course. And I know your story. You've been in other networks and stuff like that, and it hasn't really worked out for you. So
Yeah,
honestly, the best thing for you is actually hardcore sports and whatever you put into it.
absolutely.
And just like everyone you have met, me, Coach,
Yep.
Earl, Sarah, I can
Yep.
go on and on.
Yep.
It's just like the amount of work you and Keenan, I'm pretty sure I'm going to interview Keenan at some point down the line. I know that. But the amount of work you guys have put into this already, it's succeeding for you guys as well. So
Yeah.
it's a two-way street. And by the way, guys, there may be a new person for the wrestling side. Just keep an eye out for that. Maybe something new. And you say green isn't my color. This is a WrestleMania shirt from the link last night. It's a WrestleMania Kelly Green jersey with Philly 40 on the back. So I don't know. Green is my color apparently now. I'll take green. What is up, Raph? What is up? I look better in orange. Okay. Don't
Orange
even start it.
Cassidy.
I don't even have any orange gear, orange shirts. I don't, man. I
No,
really
no
don't.
flyer stuff.
I got Flyers sweatshirts, Flyers hats, stuff like that. I wasn't that big into the Flyers until I was like in college, and then once I left college, I left Sixers. Sixers for me took the way. So, all right. Green is the color. Vlog. There you go. So how did you become a member of Hardcore Sports Network? Not a lot of people know this. I love your story. I love it.
It's I don't know the full timeline. I know that I was interested in getting into that because it was like the consistency of what I was doing was tough. I really only had Keenan to kind of do, co-hosted shows and everything, and I like having a co-host whenever I do my stuff. So it was like a struggle of trying to find something like that. And then I kind of like hinted at it whenever I would like, whenever I first followed you on Twitter and everything like that, and like kind of threw it out there that I would be interested. And then it was like I think it went under the bridge and flew under the radar. And then I just kind of worked, stayed in touch with Earl and because I had been on his shows before. And then I was on the Monday night, I was on the Raw watch along with Jeffrey and everything. And then school got crazy. So it was like it's like a perfect thing that didn't happen. And then it happened whenever it happened, I think right after I graduated. And then it's just been running from there.
Yeah. I remember I asked you right on the spot on one of that Monday Night Raw watch along, but then you were like, "No, I gotta finish school. This whole thing is getting like workloaded. You're getting tired and everything."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait."
Yeah.
Like, I honestly forgot I was following you on Twitter and YouTube. I was like, "Wait, who is this guy? Sleep with Sports Media." Keep on getting notified on my phone.
Yep.
That was great, bro. That was great. But yeah, guys, he actually met Jeff on one of his live streams. So tell us about that experience with Jeff and Earl.
So it was the first thing I did was I was on Earl's, I was on the Wrestling Experience, and then from there it was like a little bit of time in between, and then I did 2 or 3 of the Raw watch longs, and it was just fun. Jeff, that was pretty much it, like my only couple interactions with Jeffrey, but I mean, great guy. It was a lot of fun to do those watch longs. And then after that, I tried to do them on my own when I could, or maybe it was before I got invited to do them on my own. Something like that. The timeline is so crazy because I was also doing all the school and everything. But yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of fun. And I knew once school was done, I was definitely wanted to try again to get the talks going again and then figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Earl, man. If it wasn't for Earl, I would have met you and Keenan. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. And it's funny because full circle, at my first event that I went to, Extreme Rules 2019, DJ Storms was right in front of me in line as we were going into the building. So that's how I met him. And then eventually watching his stuff, that's how I met Earl. So
yeah. So and then you actually shot me a DM when they entered the network. You actually shot me a DM. I still have it. So it's just like, keep up the great work. You were the first 100 subs. So
yes. I do. I remember the one day I was just looking to see when on YouTube when the channel started, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember being like within the first like 120 subs. So
Hey, because of you now, we're at 1,030. We gained 5 subs off of that stream last night.
Perfect.
Off of that stream, we're at like 1,031 or something like that. We're going like crazy. So, speaking of the network, what's your favorite part about being in the network?
Just the so many different streams that are always happening, and all the creators and everything. The group chat's always popping.
Yeah.
The support is definitely probably even bigger and better than how much we have going on, because we have so much and the support is still there. That was a big time thing of what I wanted whenever I first got into it. And then finally found it, being a member of the network. And the promotion is insane. You got people in the group chat, send a tweet, and you got 10 to 15 retweets, quote tweets,
Yeah.
replies, everything like that. So it's just the support system goes crazy.
Trust me, I know, and especially since I'm in 2 networks, Edge of Philly Sports,
Yeah.
like they're teaching me other ways to support. Like you guys see me,
Yeah.
hold on, it's right here with actually Earl and Sarah right here with the Joey Wood, show on the 18th. They showed me how to do that,
Right.
market that better. So I'm
Yeah.
learning even for my own network in there. So the support is never gonna end. Honestly, it is never
Yeah.
going to end. And by the way, let us know something that we don't already know about you. Give me something else.
I've been thinking about this one, and I don't know. I mean, I'm an all Pittsburgh guy. I West Virginia as well, just because I have family down there. But also I'm a Yankees fan because of my grandmother growing up. She was a big Yankees fan, so big Derek Jeter fan, core 4. But I went to the second game ever played at the new Yankee Stadium, and then I went to Derek Jeter's second to last game where he went 0 for 5 at Yankee Stadium, and still got a curtain call. And then the next night he hit that walk off against the Orioles.
Right. I can't believe you were actually at that moment. I
Yeah.
can't believe you were actually there.
So, well, yeah. I mean, both moments were kind of crazy because it was like polar opposites. He went 0 for 5, and then he's hitting a walk off the next night in Derek Jeter fashion. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a big. I used to be big on baseball, and then jumped to hockey. And then once I got into wrestling, hockey, took a back seat. But football has always been the 1 and 2 with either hockey or with baseball or now with wrestling.
Yeah. And we actually got a question from Earl here. What is your favorite method to relax, and what is like working with Earl?
What's relaxing? No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Because on network, there's like no room for relaxing.
Yeah. Throwing my phone on do not disturb and being okay with just doing the Dynamite stream. And then finding myself, going crazy, and then just, posting to Facebook or whatever. And then also golf now.
Right.
And then what's it like working with Earl? It's so much fun. The jokes thrown around on Dynamite or SmackDown, getting all the fines and everything for always accidentally throwing up this background.
Hey, that's the one I made.
Yep.
I got another one at the beach too.
Just everything. Such a good guy. Does a great job hosting and everything, and then I can throw in my bits and pieces. And both Earl and Sarah and I, we just work so well together. So it's just a lot of fun every Wednesday.
Hey, don't forget tomorrow, actually. Me, you, Sarah, Sherry, and Denise, Monday Night Raw watch along. Finally, they did not. My community tab, Paul, was going crazy between the March Madness final and the Monday Night Raw. And I'm like, guys, just pick Monday Night Raw. The college basketball is like, no, give me Monday Night Raw. First one without McMahon. First one.
Yeah.
I had to take a jump on that. So this one's kind of interesting. Oh wait, no, right here. How'd you become a wrestling fan? I don't know.
It was like the end of 2018. going into 2019. So it was like October 2018. I was at my friend's house. And he was asleep and I was bored. I couldn't sleep. So we're sitting there. I'm like scrolling through stuff to watch, and I'm on Hulu, and I'm like, I see something. Actually, no, I was scrolling on Twitter and I see Becky Lynch all bloody and a picture she posted in her car. And I was like, what the heck is this? So I look more into that, and it's, they're building for Survivor Series, and it was when Nia Jax punched her.
Yeah.
So then I'm sitting there, I'm like, I want to know more. And I was on Hulu, so I'm scrolling through, and I see Monday Night Raw, and they have episodes dating back to 2014. So I start watching from 2014 all the way to 2018. And then once I got caught up, I started watching like whenever, not live, but for Hulu, it used to be on Hulu, the episodes of SmackDown and Raw, they would come out onto Hulu the day after. So I would watch them without all the commercials and everything. And then I was doing that for a while. And then at the Royal Rumble 2019, when Seth and Becky won, I was instantly hooked. And I pretty much haven't missed an episode of either one since then.
Right. Because, yeah, when you asked me to make you your countdown, you were like Beth Phoenix. Oh, not Beth Phoenix. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins got to be on
Yes.
them. Like,
Yes.
you made that bluntly clear.
Yes.
You're like, I
Yes.
needed those two guys, and it's a show
Yes.
of prime TJ Watt.
And
I'm like,
it's funny because then, like, throw in, 2019, the first event that I go to is the pay-per-view, and I meet, DJ Storms and everything. And then, it's like at that point, I was interviewed and on his video for that event with my two friends that I was there with. And he asked me about what match I was most excited for. And it was the mixed tag match for the titles that Seth and Becky were in. And then I saw Brock Lesnar cash in. So I got to see Roman there. He was in the tag match with The Undertaker. So I got to see The Undertaker. I got to see Seth and Becky win a crazy Extreme Rules match. I got to see Braun Strowman. I got to see Drew McIntyre in that tag match with Shane McMahon. So all the entrances I saw that night was crazy. There was also whenever they had like 15 matches on a pay-per-view. So that was a crazy night. But it was funny because as we were going there, my mom and stepdad, they went to Philly just for the afternoon. They drove me and my friends there, and as we got out to go into the Wells Fargo Center, my mom looked at my friends and was like, "Don't let him come out with a chair or a title belt." She was so against me spending the $400 or $500 on a title belt and a chair, and I was like, "Okay, I won't, whatever."
and then you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I settled for getting a $60 one at Target on Black Friday, like 2 years later, and that's the one that I have now. So
it's actually kind of crazy. It was during the Becky Lynch and a Rhea Ripley match. My dad was like, "I'll be right back." I'm like, okay. I thought he was going to the bathroom. So he went to like the store. He went to the shop or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where he got me this.
Okay.
And then he was like, "Mitch, do you know how expensive these title belts are?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're like around 400 to 500. Why?" He's like, "Mitch, I've been in line for like 10 minutes. 20 of them were off the shelf just like that." And I'm just like, why do people do this? I don't understand. They were holding it for the whole event. The guy next to me was just holding it there and his arm was getting tired.
Yeah.
I just don't get that, bro. I just don't.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've seen them all like at different events and all that stuff. Whenever I go to Hershey for Raw, SmackDown, I see them right there, all the merch and everything, and yeah, it's so crazy how expensive those titles can be. One day I'll have a newer one.
Yeah. And by the way, I've been always wanting to ask this. I think I know the answer. How'd you become a fan of Logan and Jake Paul? I gotta know this.
So, in 2020, I was going through a breakup, and I just found one of Logan's old videos. and it was hilarious. And I started watching more and more and more and more, and then I found the podcast, and over like 2020 into 2021, pretty down bad, Nick. So I was just like leaning into what their stuff was like
Yeah.
for any sort of like laugh and goodness. Also with wrestling. But I mean the pandemic era, so that was only doing so much. But yeah, I just deep dived into Impulsive and watched every episode. I didn't miss an episode. I would rewatch episodes, especially the episodes where Jake was on, because they always get so deep, and they're just great episodes. Then I became a big fan of Mike Malak and George Janko,
Yeah.
and just the stuff that they do. I bought Mike's book. I
Oh,
got
you
it for
did?
Christmas.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
I got it for Christmas. Read that, and it was a great story.
Yeah.
And then just ever since then, I've just been a Logan and Jake guy.
Yeah, it's like crazy. And then now you have the whole Prime collection mostly.
Drinking Prime.
Yeah, you have mostly their collection, right?
Yep.
You showed me him on Friday.
Yep. So going to Jake's fight in December, the day I graduated, when he knocked out Andre August, was insane. I didn't get to meet Jake or Logan, but I got to meet both Pam and George, and Greg.
Right.
So that was so cool. I met Wade Plem, and it was just like a crazy, like, 4 years ago, I wouldn't have believed anybody if they would have told me, I would be graduating, and then the day I graduate, I'm going to a Jake Paul fight, sitting ringside and meeting all these people that, over the last 4 years, I've watched their stuff constantly supported them, and, been a fan of.
Right. And especially that fight lasting how long?
That one, from the announcements when they were in the ring to the knockout, was a total of 4.5 minutes.
That gets me every time. That gets me every freaking time. And I believe
the
the one
whole
after was quicker.
The whole event leading up to that was fantastic. So, and Jake came out to Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and it got the whole place going apoplectic.
Damn. But all right. Little fun one. Favorite superheroes or villains?
Superheroes, Iron Man.
That's mine too.
Iron Man, definitely. And then I guess just the classic Avengers. Everything, Marvel over DC, unless it's the TV shows. The TV shows are like, DC does a really good job of Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and those three. Favorite villains, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman. I guess he's like the anti-hero. So,
I can see that.
but yeah, that stuff, that side's more DC, definitely. But yeah, superheroes, Marvel, any Marvel guys, Iron Man, and the Avengers.
All right. I'm gonna let you answer this one. Who's my favorite villain? Come on, it's easy. You don't have to answer it, you know. You don't have to answer it, you know. And by the way, guys, I told Nick this earlier. When I was in the restroom at WrestleMania, I look up, I see a guy dressed up as Orange Cassidy. I see him dressed up as Orange Cassidy in the men's bathroom in a WWE event. I'm like, ow! My dad was like, what's with all that leather? I'm like, don't even get me. Like, move on. Move on. Yep, I saw it at WrestleMania. Oh, God. It never lose. But actually, it's time for the chat to ask Nick questions. And as that happens, Nick, who do you think should be on the next episode? Blaze Radio? Oh, I spelled further wrong. Well, sorry, further. And Cherry. Because you know all three. So I had to think, like, okay, who does Nick know, even though he's been in the network for a short amount of time?
Yeah.
So I had to pick.
I think I just saw this right before we jumped on here. I think I voted for Blaze just because I know that's gonna be a good one.
Let's refresh it. 8 votes already.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you voted for Blaze, so that
Yep.
will be my vote because your vote counts as mine. Jesus Christ.
But
All right.
any one of those three would be fantastic. So
Yeah. I was actually looking forward to further because I'll tell you why. He hasn't been on for quite a while due to personal stuff, so he would have been a good one. So, hey, Carrie, if you're watching this, put it out on Twitter. I want to see if you guys can, compete. I want to see some sort of competition. But with that being said, if you guys have any chat questions, now is your time. But let's ask about WrestleMania. What was your favorite match last night? That's my question.
I mean, the main event was so good. It went like 44 and a half minutes, so we'll just
Right.
round up and say 45.
Right.
We took note of when the entrances started, and when the main event segment started, to see how long it would go. Because I had mentioned that we were only at like 3 hours. The stream was only at 3 hours and 11 minutes. And I was like, I still think we're going to be at about 4. We ended up being like 4.5. So I think in total, the entrances for the main event, so Cody, Seth, Roman, and Rock, I think Sean Ross Sapp tweeted out that it went 16 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh my
for the 4 of
God.
them.
All 4?
Yeah.
Whew.
So, but the Rock's entrance was so sick with the fire outline of the bull, of the Brahma bull. Roman's entrance wasn't crazy like it was last year, so that was kind of like, they didn't do anything big for Roman, but maybe they have something big planned for tonight. Cody's was again insane. The whoa, and then Seth's,
dude. I witnessed. I was like, whoa. And then the fireworks. Woo. There wasn't much fireworks at all. Like none. I was kind of bummed. There was like no fireworks, not even in the beginning.
Rhea had fireworks for hers.
No, I'm talking about, when the WrestleMania start, there's like that big fireworks.
Oh.
That wasn't there.
Well, so it was interesting. They have a new Then Now Together Forever intro.
Yes.
And they brought back the Cody Vader. Yeah, I mean Jade, Bianca, and Naomi, they were crazy. That those three in the press conference afterwards, they were just talking. And then
further comment.
the ladder match was crazy. As that was unfolding, and at first, whenever the teams were climbing up for one of each, I was like, no. All three of us, Sarah, Mac, and I, we were like, are you kidding me? They teased this, that they were going to split them, and then they do this, and then everything with when JD got in, I was like, no, they're going to give the titles back to Judgment Day. And then just it was funny because I think Wesley was the one that said about, it was rumored that
on SmackDown, I was just thinking
that they were Theory and Waller were going to get taken out of the match, and then they end up winning. And I saw that later that report came from the goof Dave Meltzer.
Okay.
So
I did not know it was Meltzer.
Yeah.
At that match, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But they're there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, they're not taken out.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting too, because me and you were talking about the Hardys.
Yes. And I love that they had Theory and Waller win the SmackDown titles, and they're actually on SmackDown, and that Awesome Truth won the Raw titles, and they're actually on Raw.
Yes.
So, leading into the draft, I hope that they actually stick with the draft.
Of course. For me, honestly, was Sami Zayn and Gunther.
I was just getting ready to say that one.
Going into that little story, just getting into the arena, his entrance, like that alone was $1 million. And then my buddy texted me. He was like, wasn't that supposed to be Chad Gable? And I'm like, didn't Chad Gable get injured or something? There had to have been something. But I'm like, I loved it. I honestly did. Best match. Best match, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was insane. It was like the Rocky moment of the night for sure. The New Day coming out in Rocky and Apollo gear, that was awesome. But yeah, the Sami and Gunther match, that was crazy. His 666 days is now the record for the Intercontinental title.
He couldn't hold it for 3 more days. Like, come on, just hold it 3 more. But seriously, people are saying on Twitter that this match is bad. Should not have gone that way. But you got to remember this: Triple H is running the company now. There was no McMahon. Gunther would not be dancing with like I don't know, R-Truth. He's going to be in the main event picture now.
Yes.
So for me, I'm like, give me that.
Mac made the point of maybe, Gunther loses. As the match was going on, he said maybe Gunther loses and then takes time off and then comes back. And then he, jumps right into that main event scene.
Yeah. Yes.
Depending on what happens tonight, and is it Drew? Is it Seth? Does Cody win? And if Cody wins, both titles are going to be on Raw. So how are they going to dictate right away?
No, I think Cody will have to go to SmackDown then.
Okay.
I think unless the draft happens.
I would think so.
Unless the draft happens and then Cody just gets moved there.
Well, the draft isn't going to happen until May, so we're going to have a whole month of.
I forgot about that, but hey.
I mean, I guess Cody going to SmackDown, it wouldn't be a big deal. I saw someone on Twitter saying about the first feud for Cody is going to be a Raw guy, and I'm like, well, Drew, if either way, Drew or Seth, whoever has that title, they're going to be on Raw. So it's like, what are we going to do?
Right.
I'm excited for the Bailey Io match tonight.
Me too.
The main event, my bathroom break match of the night, the 6-man street fight.
Yeah, that's mine too.
And it was funny last night. I realized as Becky and Rhea went out first at WrestleMania 35, Seth opened the show, won a championship, and Becky closed the show, won 2 championships, and now this year, Becky opened the show and lost. Seth opened the show and lost. So it's like full circle moment for them as well. Within that 5 years, they went from needing that extra push to get over, everything they fight to get over. And now this year they're, in there and helping progress stories or helping, younger talent, Rhea Ripley, look like a megastar, which she is. Same with Jade Cargo.
My God, the crowd popped. The crowd popped for Rhea.
I can't even imagine. That live performance was pretty sick.
That was great. But the last question, what advice would you give a new content creator?
Stay the course. Don't worry about the views at first. They'll come. Very Mr. Beast, but just make good quality stuff and it'll build from there. And also find a support system and build with others, and don't be so negative to get the help and continue building and help build something up, and don't be the guy that tries to tear everything down.
Right. I agree with that 1,000%. 1,000%. That's what everyone basically said when I asked. Like, for the support, get help, and just move forward. That's basically it. And people don't remember this. People forget how important tags are. People keep on forgetting how important tags are.
Yes.
How I tagged WrestleMania last night?
Yes.
Exhibit A.
Yes.
Exhibit A.
It's just like how you did for Jake's fight and the title, and there's so much that goes into making a YouTube video. It's not just hitting record, doing edits, and then posting it. There's so much that goes into it, or even a Facebook post or whatever.
I agree 1,000%. And I would like to say thank you for Nick for coming on here, man. I've been waiting for this for weeks, but you kept on hammering me. But hey, we got it here. It is done. So let the people know where they can find you, Nick.
Sleeper Sports Media on Facebook. I got a group. I got a page. I got the Exceptional Sports News group page on Facebook as well. Keenan Mary. I'm always doing stuff with him. collabing with him and everything. Hardcore Sports Network, I'm on there. My stuff is Sleeper Sports Media anywhere. Instagram, not too big on there, but also, TikTok, YouTube, of course. And just trying to grow on a mix of YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
Acknowledge Roman Reigns.
I love that. I love that. So, yeah, guys, you can find Nick over there. He's actually a big part of our wrestling, boxing as well. When Jake Paul comes, or maybe just a regular boxing fight, who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. The Garcia fight is on the 20th, and then Dynasty is on that Sunday. So, and I'm off that Monday, so I'm down to do
and then
both those.
UFC is this coming weekend.
Yep, the 13th. Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
god! If you guys need a thumbnail for that, I got you.
Okay.
Like, I'll just make a thumbnail for you. Keenan's doing it with you.
I think me and Hunter, and then
Hunter,
Keenan might jump in.
Okay, I'm keep on
Keenan might
forgetting.
jump in.
Like anytime. Yeah. But guys, that concludes for this episode of Inside the Mind. If you guys want to watch this back, leave a comment, something interesting about Nick. If you want to trash Nick, go for it. That's up to you as well. But yeah, guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We'll catch you all later. Well, big basketball day today, but not work. Randy and Coach are streaming the women's Final Four. I'm streaming the Rockets and Mavericks, and then we got WrestleMania tonight. So big day, big day. So, and again, make sure you tune in on Thursday, April 18th for Joey Wood, the WWE beat writer, going to be on the Wrestling Experience with Earl and Sarah. Just, I wish I could tell you what I've seen from him this past weekend. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, we are out.